Good morning. I'm recording a video laying down because somebody sent me a message that they can't stand that I'm always laying down in all of my videos, and always and all are not true statements. While in a handful of my videos, I'm laying down, but it's not all of them, and it's not a lot of them because God forbid a woman or a black woman not be productive 24/7. So I'm just going to lay down in this video to piss you off, and I might lay down in all my videos in the future. I don't know. Let's see how I feel. Now, I saw somebody post a video on TikTok where somebody was saying she doesn't understand how you give these men chance after chance to fix the issues in your relationship, and then when you leave them, they claim to be blindsided, and then they want to change and they want their family back. Quite frankly, let's say I was in that situation, I would be appalled and deeply offended if I have wasted years or months of my life that I can never get back. And then when I say, you know what, all right, fuck this, that's when you want, absolutely. That right there lets me know that one, you think I'm stupid. It lets me know that two, you really thought that you were just going to treat me any kind of way and I was going to stay. And also, it's not the fact that you want your family back, it's what I mentioned before. It's also power and control. You thought you were that dude. You thought that you could act like an idiot, show your ass, and that I was just going to stick around. You thought you had me under your thumb. Now, I totally get it. There are always exceptions to the rule. I get it. You and your ex might have broken up and then y'all got back together and it worked out and y'all lived happily ever after. But to be quite honestly, in most of those situations, when I hear about that, in the back of my mind, it kind of pisses me off, because how come you couldn't act right when you had me there? If it takes something drastic, like me packing up my shit and moving out, or getting a divorce, or breaking up with you, I don't even want you no more. Because to me, by the time I'm at that point, we are never, in the words of Taylor Swift, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. You go talk to your friends, talk to my friends, talk to me, because we are never, ever, ever getting back together. Check that song out. And speaking of the lyrics in that song, a lot of these men will literally try to send people to talk to you, to try to get you to wake up or soften up to the idea of getting back together and reconciling your family. At my age, I'll use me for an example. I'm 40, and at this point in my life, my time is super duper valuable. I don't think that I'm invincible the way some young people do. Not all young people, I get it. Save your comment. I don't think I'm invincible like some young people do. My time is valuable, and how I spend it is very important to me. Any time that takes away from me making content, which makes me money, me resting, which rejuvenates my body and helps the creative juices flowing and helps my health, anything that takes care of me spending time with my kids or writing or doing any important things, you really got to be important to me to get me away from those things. So if I give you that time and you don't use it to the best of your abilities, and you take advantage of me, or you hurt me, or you are complacent, or you act stupid, I'm pissed just because of that alone. Forget about what you may have done. I'm pissed that you just wasted my valuable time. I have broken up with dudes in the past. One dude who wound up stalking me for over 10 years. He was verbally and emotionally abusive, and I could tell that physical abuse was imminent, and I ended things with him. He spent 10 years harassing me on social media, sending people to talk to me because I'm the long lost love of his life, blah, blah, blah. It took me threatening legal action and sending one of his cousins who actually believed me for him to finally stop harassing me. But A lot of these men, they just want power and control. That's all it is. And the moment you take your power back, they freak out. And now they want to get you back so that they can do the same stuff over again. Because these men have not changed. It is hard for people to change. Think about all the diets that you have gone on. Think of all the new exercise programs you've started and stopped. Think about all the times you started something thinking, I'm going to do this new thing, and then you go back to old habits because it's hard. That's why I think the statistic is only 15% of people actually keep their New Year's resolutions. And then it shows you like this, how, all these people on January 1st, I'm going to start doing this. And it shows you like week by week how it kind of tapers off into that 15%. So it is hard to change. So very rarely have these people, first of all, it takes time to change. Okay. So you see all my shit gone. You see that your number is blocked. And now, oh my gosh, I got to get her back. First of all, you have not done any work. You have not seen not near a counselor. You have not read not near a self-help book. You have not journaled. You just saw your power is gone and then you panicked. So I know you have not changed. I know that you are not sorry. And a lot of people get back together because they don't want to be alone. So you leave the relationship, you're tired of his shit, and then you realize, I'm single now. I'm alone now. I don't have anybody to text. I don't have anybody sleeping next to me. I don't want to be single. I miss this person. When in actuality, you don't miss this person. You just miss being in a relationship. So people misunderstand those feelings instead of working through them, and they go right back to the person, which in a lot of cases is a huge mistake. I have known women who have had those types of relationships where they were with the guy and for whatever reason they ended it and left him and then they got back together. And I can honestly tell you, I'm thinking long and hard about each of those scenarios of women that I have known who have done that. And I can't tell you, none of them have a relationship that I would want. So they reconnected with those men, and the men ended up acting worse, or the men ended up acting like they didn't give a shit about them, or they were just two people existing. It's just not a good situation. And this is also why I tell women, do not break up or get a divorce from somebody unless you literally mean it. Do not use it as a means by which to try to get them back or to try to get them to act right, because they're not going to change. And then you're also going to be pissed off if they're like, okay, I don't want you back. And then they're done. But then again, I mean, like I said, if you have to take it to that extreme to get them to act right, you're already in trouble and you need to leave them alone. There's no prize for keeping the family together. I mean, I really wish that we would stop, that we would get that out of our head. Because I don't want to keep a family together to my detriment. And now I'm stressed every day. And now I'm crying. And now we're arguing and nothing's changed and things are worse. And it's just not, I would rather have one happy parent than two people living together for the sake of having the family together and they don't even like each other. Because your kids are not stupid. They know when something's off. You're showing how you act, not what you say. You can lecture your kids all day, but it's how you act that's going to teach your kids how to act and what to accept in relationships. And I want my children to have boundaries and to value themselves and their peace and their joy and their health overall. So I'm glad that my kids have seen me alone and building my life and doing well and dumping these idiots and still, standing on my own, because they know I don't have to put up with anybody's shit. And even if you don't have kids, you just don't want yourself to be put in those situations where you're getting hurt and taken advantage of. Learn when to be done with these guys and just move on and let them go and block them and don't look back.